Yeah, just nothing really super. I have very primitive, you guys are probably looking at how disgusting my computers are. I have 4 of these. And I figured before I advance to 32, beyond 32-bit, I'm gonna, yeah, just use it to death. So anyway, I still, I would say don't try this at home. You know, I still use 32-bit. I'm still on route to 12. They're up to 16 now. I'm still on 12. That's any idea, right? And the thing for me is what you look for is when you see the version number, right, like 16. When you see lots of digits after the significant digits, right? That means other guys have been sitting up all night long, fixing all the bugs. So I don't have to, right? So when I convert over to 64 and 16, I think actually 32 is even deprecated. So 32-bit, nobody wants it. You guys have plenty more power on your little engines here. You can do all kinds of things I probably can't. So the problem with 32-bit is a lot of stuff. It doesn't really, you know, the libraries, people give up on them and that kind of thing, and so you have to kind of go find your own modules, and sometimes you're building stuff yourself. So a lot of times you have to build stuff from the ground up. But I do have this working, and so just to show you, does anybody play Linux? Does anybody use Linux much? Is you're a BSD person? A Mac person? Are you use Linux a lot?
I dabble in
it. Yeah. Anybody else? So do you know how to find? You know, you guys were messing with the path last Monday, right? What was it? Yeah. Do you know how to find the path in Linux?
PWD.
PWD is working directory, right? Yeah, that's where you're at.
You're talking about the path LS, or are you talking about -A?
LS-LA will give you, and a whole series of records will give you information about the directory where you're at, and also possibly tell you where synaptic links are pointing, which is important. Anybody know how do you find the path in the environment? It's really simple. It's actually a which statement. Can you believe it? Where did they get that, right? So, anyway, if you look at this, I actually just built this last Wednesday Monday when I was here. So that's actually the statement. If I go here and I'm looking for Mongo, right? This tells me where it's pointing to and where it's live. So I broke tradition a little bit, and what I did was when I was here Monday, I downloaded the tar file that he pointed to on it. And then I took some stuff, and you have to make sure, for example, you know where the, if you get your environment, for example, make sure Steve knows all this, right? So this will give you all of the nasties, your entire environment. Guess what? It's huge. So, you know, it's several pages. So if you want to find stuff about, for example, Mongo, you can grep, you know, or guess what? There's no link to Mongo. So everything has to be executed from that directory, right? With the thing. So, or I can, you know, I can do, and the other thing is, if you remember we saw if you echo a path file, this is the same thing as your path in Windows. It'll tell you, you have to make sure that that string that you saw Mongo in is in this string. And it was, right? So that's a good thing. So what I did was I simply plopped all the binaries. And the nice thing about Linux is you have no idea what the executables are and what the other kind of binaries are, right? So you kind of get a feeling when everything that was in that bin file, right, it all looked nice. So I plopped all of those in this link that I had set up the reference, and that's how the environment works. You know, it's just a manual thing, and as soon as you do it, you don't have to do it anymore. It's just done. So that's the nice thing about Linux. You know, you do have to reinstall the OS a bunch of times while you're messing around. I have an error here. I'll show you. It is critical. It'll kill me stuff and it's done. You can install stuff on the fly, and so that's a nice thing. Anyway, so the environment should be working. Okay, so these are all my terminals, and this was a daemon, a diamond. How do you say it?
I've heard about Damon.
Daemon, yeah. Normally, you don't want to mess around with that with daemons. You want something else to call them, like a script or another binary. But in this one, you know, it actually deletes says go ahead and launch it this way. So this runs, and this tells me that I have an instance of this of Mongo running, right? And so then to get into the portal, you run another program. Remember, you did on Monday, which was Mongo without the daemon, right? And that gets you into their little GUI where you can play around. And incidentally, I have that right here. So this, what I've done is, you know, when all else fails, read the instructions, right? What I normally do is I just go read through the tutorial. You know, I go to the manufacturer's host website or whatever, and I just do that one. And that's how I get my skills kind of thing, right? Always. And so I went there and I was trying to play around with, you know, Steve's environment and that kind of thing. And so I have some examples here where I can show you I'm talking with Python to the instance of Mongo, and we can put records in there and we can pull them out from either portal, from either Python or the wonderful the instance of Mongo, right? So, and I have all of those windows up. So it takes a lot of windows going, but I always have it divided into four, which is over here is a scratch pad where I just keep stuff that I might be using and I need to, and then over here is an instance of Mongo. Let's see, that's in Python. And then here are all my processes, so if I have to kill something real quick. And then here is just a free terminal, so you know you guys can see stuff. And you know normally I get by with 4 or so, but this time I got 5 going. So if you come over here, right, you'll see that I have some collections. I also have remember that we did. I can show my DBSs, right? And remember. So I have stuff, and I don't, you know, just messing around. I'm playing with this one called test database, all right? And that's there. So I want to make sure that, and I've already told it to use that. That's what I'm using here in my portal in my Mongo. So everything's here, and so my thing is. If I do this correctly, so I want to show collections. Now, if I'm messing around with posts, okay, so this post is something that I'm going to write some data to. It's a collection. It's in my test database. And I'm going to try to write something to it, and then I'm going to let you guys see it, and then I'm going to try to pull it back, or whatever. Now, the nice thing about Python is it gives me an object every time. So, in this case, so anyway, so here I'm going to try. This is actual. I'm actually in Python here, and you can get in there too. I'm actually going to pull a record. Now, if you go over here, I can show. Let's say the collection posts find, right? So this is a select star, and these are some records I had right in there. And what I did was I built a little thing, and then I added a couple more. One of them was I had Mike, and then I had just you know Steve is in here, and he's the teacher. And his post is better than Mike and Joe. So anyway, we can get Steve's record, and we simply by author, right? We're looking for one, and come over here. You understand this? This means that I'm actually in Python, right? You recognize the shell, right? Oh.
I use Python,
So,
but I don't know.
setting up Python on my little box here was just a real booger. I never got it to work on Anaconda. I wanted to show you a little bit of stuff on Anaconda, but the reason some people like Anaconda, and I do too, is because it lends itself very well to a lot of things like IPython, and it also lets you, it comes equipped with NumPy, SciPy, and a lot of math libraries, modules, and so it lends itself well for the scientific community. And so it's on one of my boxes, but I'll show you, if we go, this magic word.
Is Anaconda an operating system?
Anaconda is a distribution of Python. There are many, and it's one of the leading ones. But this is Python right out of the box, the one that you install, the one that's supported by the open source community. And
What version of that one is it?
yeah,
The 2.7 or 3x ray?
Yeah. Yeah, this is.
Well, there's just a lot of syntax
This is the
difference between
green one.
2.7 and
I'll
3x.
give you that for you here. Let's see Python. I have them both on here. So,
Oh, it's
copyright
2.7.
license, it's
Alright.
that bad boy. It runs under the GCC. And then,
So you're running 2.7, that's why I don't recognize the syntax.
2.5, I've got it running here. Anyway, so, this is the vanilla flavor of Python. I haven't done anything special with it, but there are a lot of things, particularly if you're still in physical days, your pit doesn't want to pull down all the, you got pit working, you can see it working, but then when you get in and try to import Mongo, it doesn't want to pull down all of the significant things about Mongo that Python looks for. So you have to override it, particularly in this case, I had to override the path statement. It's looking for that DB path thing that you guys said it's in here. I had to do I could show you the statement, but oh man, it took me a day and a half to get past that one. It's all OpenStack. I just go and read what other people have done or GitHub and see how they got past those. Sometimes you gotta go back a year or two or something. And but I did get past it, so everything's looking at. But I'll show you that if you have interest, but I don't want to break the shell right now. So, if we want to grab Steve's record, that should be it. And that's the object number. And there is his record, and as you know, as you can see, it's in the portal, and it is the fifth one down, right? So, now we can, if you want to, we can things I was going to show you were, you can do find manys, and you can find one. You can do, this is in Python, it has a library support. You can do find with syntax, with, or sort of like joins and union statements. And it's kind of cool. I know I set one up. Let me see if I'd like to use my little scratch pad here. Don't choose. So, but the nice thing is, so let's say, that I want to do something within something, for in, maybe your for each, so let's see here, go when in doubt. So here was an insert many, and so when in doubt, go to the source. So here's a nice little thing. So if I want to find in, right, this could give me nice stuff. So what am I doing here? Does anybody know?
You're running a for loop?
Yeah, well, exactly. Then in Python, I'm running a for loop in my post, and I'm while I'm in there, right, I'm printing stuff. So this should work for technology here, and so if I return, there you go. That's the equivalent of a find all, find star. It grabs everything in post. Alright? And if you want to do like a clause statement, so this is kind of cool stuff, like an idiot, I should have here. Like I said, I'm just messing around with this tutorial. This is the official Mongo Python page. So, if I, let's see, if we get one, if we qualify user, so those folks, if I'm querying for one thing, you click out there, so this would be find one, right? And if I would say, looks like for my so that gives me one, right? Now, insert name, you see that right there? So if you wanted to, for example, you wanted to build an insert, right? Like, I'm sure you guys will have to do this if you're gonna. You're not gonna but you're gonna have to insert many, right?
I'm not gonna do multiple on you.
Really?
Okay.
Alright, we're mistaken. But here's two records, right? And we can insert many. Normally you build a little script, right? But this is going to be right. So I already have Mike, this is Momo Mike. And this is Elliot, he's another Elliot. He's another Elliot. And then,
What'd you put in the memo?
because it's different than a previous record, you know, just put that in here.
Probably do.
Yeah, yeah. And look at Mo, you know. So this one will give me results, and this will give me results ID. So, yeah. So you're gonna need this, right? And you're gonna need the results. And that will do that. The one thing I want to show you guys, it's kind of cool, is okay, so you guys know where I'm going to plot this, right? Yeah? Oh, man. Okay, so here I have, that means it's in there, right? You guys want to see it? So if we find, you know, okay, in see them? Okay. Now, if we result here, we're gonna have to get our results. Which I think and this should bring back the ones I just put in there. And you notice that everything has an ID, right? We have N4, N3, N2, and one thing I thought would really be nice to show you guys was how to do a conditional, sort of like a query like you do in SQL with dependencies. Like, for example, I know I did find one, and projections. But if, for example, over here, let's try, you do, if you're in Mongo, right, and you do a find like this conditional, I know I've done some.
Are you, man?
Yeah. There you
Oh, nothing, Linux, man. Or
go.
the
Um,
command connect.
you can have results as,
No, you're in the shell, so you're able to look up all of the commands. That's what you were just doing, right? When you were sifting through all
yeah,
those?
I'm going through my history.
So you didn't have to type in the Linux shell, you didn't have to type in permissions for man, for looking up each command.
Man's out here. If you want to do like Python man,
Let's see.
or
There you go. Yeah.
you know,
Right, but then there's different man commands. So I was just curious because you were sifting through all of them. I thought that's neat. You have the DB, Mongo, and DB
Yeah.
this, and I thought, oh, you didn't have to type in anything.
Yeah, it's really cool. Except that I'm not in the shell anymore. I'm in Python. I'm in
cool.
Python. I'm
Yeah,
in the port.
Python.
Yeah, I'm in the script environment for Python. I'm also.
But it's Mongo, not a Ubuntu.
I'm also in the portal environment for Mongo. So man doesn't really service me there.
I get it now. Okay.
Okay, cool. Anyway, but I just wanted to find one union or something to show that.
One of the things they did mention is that the Python manual is very, or not the Python, but the Mongo manual is very good. And it does have the Python tutorials.
Exactly. That's what I'm doing. So if I want to find a condition, and then I was going to say, so
You know what?
let-
I was totally wrong. I'm getting my commands mixed up. I'm thinking of Linux man, not Python. I'm so sorry.
all right. All right.
I'm a little tired.
No problem, me too. Man. So, yeah, I did do a find here. The condition is the condition. But there, the syntax doesn't look the same at all, but the results are nice. Anyway, I was gonna say, so let's say that anyway, okay, what I was going to show you was that if you think about if you learn your Mongo right, and you have trying to do like a conditional query where you have a union or a join, right? You apply that exact same syntax over here in Mongo, and vice versa, and it works.
So,
I thought join didn't, I thought that was a SQL term that Mongo didn't use.
What's that again?
I thought join is used in SQL.
Yes, yes. I'm talking, you know.
But you can use Python to.
As an analogy.
You're
No,
nesting.
They don't talk about them as joins, but they talk about them as. I mean, they don't use the word join, and they don't use any of the same syntax you use in SQL, but they have different syntax.
You can kind of combine. You can search for a value in one collection and use that value to do a query in the next collection. Does that make sense to you? You do two queries as opposed to in a SQL as a single query. So you can kind of pull information from two tables with your collections, but you have to do it in two statements.
Yeah, and you could put conditions on it.
Yeah.
So that you can have stuff like, yeah.
You can create de facto relationships even though they're not enforced.
Yeah, I couldn't stop using all the statements in Mongo, so I've lost that page. Okay. Anyway, I'll show you some stuff in city equation and what okay. Steve and I, do you know Steve writes poetry? Did you guys know that? Yeah, he publishes books in poetry. Can you believe it? Yeah, he's an amazing guy. And anyway, he has kind of a geoscience background. And, so he actually was a forest ranger.
Surveyor for forest years and years ago. I mean, in the 70s.
See that? And me too, man. Back in the ice age. But I was an engineer, a geoscience engineer, right? And but I do a lot of stuff with Python and geoscience. Like solving different equations. And it's similar to the heat equation, the wave equation, stuff like that. And it's very interesting. And there's a huge community, a huge support community. So you can do a lot of stuff, nice stuff with Python. For that, I use another box. Over right there. It's Anaconda, and it does work together.
We can do that.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much. And that is Python, Mongo, and I also have Taquito.
You want to show?
Well,
Make it work.
it should work on this one. I know it's working on the other one.
I bet that was cool.
So if I import Taquito, import, see, it depends on which flavor we're in. So it's there. You can do a little, I think it's this one, right? I don't know. This will get you into your little, there you go. So the keyer is a GUI thing where you add, you have to add the support, you have to add the module. And this little thing gives you, it gives you a GUI interface. Is that CGI? No.
No,
It is. Yeah,
CGI is like,
it's HTML. Yeah. Anyway, so you can click me, and then you can use this to build interface with a desktop interface, so the user can have fun talking to Mongo.
yeah, they don't have to remember all the command lines.
Exactly. All right. So that. That's the key. And, I read. Thank you very much.